Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is June 2nd. Yes, June, no longer May. We are 2 months of baseball in the books. We're going over another series recap. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today on this fine Friday afternoon? We are officially in June, officially 2 months of baseball in the books. We've got some surprises, some teams that are at the top of the leaderboards that shouldn't be, some that are at the bottom that really shouldn't be. And we've got another series recap to go over. But if you're new here, you like me, you like what you're hearing, you think this is stuff for you, feel free to subscribe, follow the podcast on the channels. Helps me out a ton. And we're going to just dive on into our series recap. Leading us off here, we've got the Reds in Boston taking on the Red Sox. Hopefully this doesn't get too confusing. The Reds are up 4, and they would add to that in the 7th with a Jose Barrio grand slam, his first ever to make it 8-0. Boston would make it a game, though, by scoring 5 in the bottom of the 9th, but end up a run short as the Reds take it 9-8. A couple of Boston home runs from Yoshida and Valdez have them up, but the Reds would tie it and take a lead on a 2-run shot from Spencer Steer as that steers them in the right direction. Another W for the Reds. They win it 5-4. And in Game 3, after some really good vintage Chris Sale starts his last 2 times out, Sale had to be removed in the 4th with an apparent injury, as we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he's okay. Please. It'd be a shame to see him go down again. A good start from Hunter Green, though, does give the Reds hope to sweep, but the bullpen blows it as Boston scores 6 runs in the 8th inning. That shuts the dream from Cincy up. They avoid the sweep. Boston wins it 8-2. The Brewers are in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. William Contreras, he starts the series with a 2-run shot in the 1st, but that would be all the Brewers would get as Kikuchi turned it on and was dominant from there. He was also able to get his 500th career strikeout. Meanwhile, the Jays answered back immediately with 4 runs in the 1st inning, including Matt Chapman's 400th RBI in his career. Those Jays milestones helped them take the opener. They win it 7-2. Game 2, Manoah, he continues to struggle with control and continues to give up lots of walks. That would again be the case here and again hurt the Jays. Abraham Toro, he goes deep for a 2-run shot in the game, which would help lead the Brewers past the Jays. They'll win it 4-2. Game 3, 2 first-inning home runs from Bichette and Chapman is all the Jays would need, as Gausman was absolutely filthy. He strikes out 11 Brewers. The Jays go on, they win the game and this series 3-1. Guardians in Baltimore taking on the Oilers. Logan Allen for the Guardians was dominant. He strikes out 10 birds and was the key part in blanking the O's in the first game as the Guardians win it 5-0. In Game 2, Anthony Santander, a bases-clearing triple would help the O's score 5 runs in the 2nd and put them up 7-0 after 2 innings, which they would be more than enough to even up the series as Baltimore takes it 8-5. And in the final game, Josh Naylor and Josh Bell, they hit back-to-back home runs in this one. And for Josh Naylor, he had a very impressive game, a home run, 2 doubles, which netted him 6 RBIs, which accounted for half of the Guardians' runs as they end up winning the game and the series, beating the Oilers 12-8. Rangers and the Tigers. Nathan Eovaldi ends his May with another great start as he has really become the ace of that Texas staff with DeGrom injured. Pair that up with a Corey Seager 3-run shot. That's just a recipe for a win as Texas takes it 5-0. In Game 2, they pile it on with runs in the middle of the game. They score 6 total runs in the 4th and 5th combined. They get some insurance late with the rookie Josh Jung, a 2-run home run. The Rangers win another one 10-6. And in Game 3, the Tigers, they're doing their best to hold on to a lead. 2 runs in the 6th inning helped them out with that, and the pitching does the rest of the job as the Tigers hold on. They avoid the sweep and they beat Texas 3-2. Angels and the White Sox, and 2 home runs in the 1st inning from Brandon Drury and Matt Dice have the Angels up 4 before the White Sox have even stepped up to the plate. But the main story here was with Liam Hendricks, who made his first appearance after beating cancer in the major leagues. It was a very special and emotional moment. You could feel the love from the whole stadium, whether you were an Angels fan, a White Sox fan, or any other fan. Everybody was giving Liam Hendricks all the love that he deserved. But despite this, the Angels do hold on. They do beat the White Sox, and they win it 6-4. In Game 2, Taylor Ward and Shohei Ohtani, they homer for LA, but a 5-run 4th inning for Chicago has the White Sox to lead. For the majority of this game, they hold on and beat LA. They win it 7-3. And in the final game, Angels continue to try and chase down the Rangers and Astros while also gaining ground on the Mariners. They come out swings a blasting 2 home runs from Ohtani, Taylor Ward, and another alongside Mike Trout. 4 total home runs. This spells trouble. Chicago loses. The Angels win. They beat the game and the series, winning it 12-5. Twins and the Astros. Royce Lewis, he got the call last year, only played 12 games before tearing his ACL. That would keep him down, but he is officially back. He is healthy, playing in the Major League, making his season debut, and he hits a 3-run home run in his first game back. How about it? Have a moment, Royce Lewis. Jumping now to the 7th, Astros down 3. Nope, not anymore. Jose Altuve, a grand slam that puts the Astros up 1. Jumping to the top of the 9th now, it's Royce Lewis again. He has a moment. He ties the game with a single. That sends us to extras, and it's Ryan Jeffers for said Minnesota Twins. A home run, a 2-run shot. That has the Twins up. That leads them to the win. They take it 7-5. 2 Astro home runs in the 2nd inning from Alex Bregman and Chas McCormick have the Astros up. They would add more runs later on as they even up the series. Astros win it 5-1. And in the rubber match, the Twins jump on Hunter Brown. They score 8 unanswered runs through the first 7 innings. That leads them to a series W as Minnesota wins it 8-2. Yankees and Mariners, and it's Julio who goes deep for the Mariners, but the story of this game is with Judge. He hits 2 home runs and also robs Teoscar Hernandez of a home run. The Yankees came to play. They win the opener 10-4. In Game 2, Anthony Volpe, Greg Allen, and Aaron Judge all go deep for the Yankees. For Judge, it's his 18th of the year. They drop another 10 spot on the Mariners as the Yankees win it 10-2. And in Game 3, George Kirby and Casey Schmidt, they have one hell of a pitcher's duel. George Kirby, 8 innings pitched. Very well done there. After 9, we are at zeros, which means extras, and that would mean that the Mariners fan favorite Cal Raleigh got to walk it off with a single versus the Yankees. As the Mariners win it, they beat the Yankees, they avoid the sweep, they'll take it 1-0 there. The Braves and the A's, and it's Mike Soroka. He is back on an MLB mound for the first time in 3 years, but it didn't go exactly as hoped for as he went 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, as a Ryan Noda 3-run home run really helped Oakland as they surprisingly beat the Braves 7-2. In Game 2, Kevin Pillar, a solo shot, has the Braves up. Oakland would tie it with an Esteury Ruiz single. Takes us to the 9th inning where Seth Brown, he comes in to score the winning run as Oakland again beats the Braves. They walk off and they take the game 2-1. And if you thought at all for a second that the Oakland Athletics were going to sweep one of the best teams in baseball, Well, you would have been dead wrong. No way was that going to happen. Ozzie Albies, a 2-run home run that helps the Braves get a win in Oakland, but still, Oakland Athletics, very impressive, taking 2 of the 3 against the Braves to win a series. Braves win that last game though 4-2. Phillies and Mets, and everything went the Mets' way in this one as Francisco Lindor, he hits a home run. Brandon Nimmo, he gets to rob a home run, and Kodai Senga, he has the ghost fork working against Philly as the Mets blanked them, taking the first game 2-0. In game 2, Edmundo Sosa, he hits a solo shot to count for the Phillies' only run. Meanwhile, all the Mets runs were scored by Mark Canha, who had himself a game. He crushes a 2-run home run, and then later on he singles into for a total of 4 RBIs as the Mets win it another 4-1. And picking up exactly where he left off yesterday, Mark Canha, another 2-run home run in this one. The Mets are backed by a strong effort from Max Scherzer as they get a huge sweep against the Phillies, winning it 4-2. Padres and Marlins. Brian De La Cruz, a 2-run home run in the first game, his 7th of the year, has the Marlins up, but the Padres would tie it up with the Juan Soto single, making it 4-4, which takes us to the top of the 9th where the Padres blow things up. They score 5 runs in the inning to put this one out of reach for Miami as the Padres take the opener 9-4. In Game 2, newly acquired Gary Sanchez hits his first home run of the season after bouncing around a few teams this year. It'd be the only run in this one for a long time until the bottom of the 9th where Gene Segura, he ties things up with a single, and then it was followed by Nick Forret, a single that would score the winning run. The Marlins, they walk off versus the Padres, evening the series, winning it 2-1. And in Game 3, Joe Musgrove, he takes a no-hitter into the 6th inning before the Marlins get their first hit, while Gary Sanchez, will he find a home with the Padres? He hits another home run, 2 games, 2 home runs as a Padre, and then they proceed to pile it on. The Padres score 7 runs in the 6th inning, which leads to an easy and smooth victory as the Padres take the game and the series 10-1 there. Rays and Cubs, the best team in Tampa, flies to Wrigley and immediately gets blocked by a wall, and that wall is named Marcus Stroman. What an incredible pitching performance. He gets a complete game shutout, striking out 8 and only allowing to get them 1 hit versus the best team in baseball. The Cubs win it 1-0. Game 2, Nico Horner, a leadoff home run for the Cubs. The Rays would tie it up with a Randy single later in the game, but then Mike Tauchman, he singles in a run. That puts the Cubs back up, and the bullpen would keep the score as is. The Cubs, they hand Shane McClanahan his first loss of the season. They win another one 2-1. The Cubs, they're up 2 in the final game, but Brandon Lau, a 2-run shot, makes it tied at 2 in the 7th. The Cubs answer by scoring a run, but then it's Jose Siri's turn, a 2-run home run in the 8th inning that would give Tampa the lead and the win as they hold on, taking the last game and avoiding the sweep 4-3. Royals and Cardinals, they would play a small little 2-game set, and in the first game, a couple of Royal home runs from Bobby Witt Jr. and Michael Massey help out for a big performance with Mike Mayers. He goes an incredible job, 6 innings pitched there. That blanks the Cardinals. The Royals take it 7-0. Could they win both games? No, they could not. Miles Mikolas with the Cardinals, a big start from him, strikes out 10 Royals in 8 innings. That would help lead the Cardinals past the Royals. They split the 2-game set, 1 apiece, and the Cardinals win it 2-1. Pirates and Giants. The Giants, they score 5 runs in the 2nd inning, and if you thought that was a lot, you're not ready to hear that they went later on and scored 8 runs in the 7th inning. For the Pirates, Jack Sawinski hits 2 home runs in the game, but that would nowhere be enough. As the Giants take the opener, they cruise past, winning it 14-4. In Game 2, Connor Joe, he starts the game with a solo shot in the 1st inning for the Pirates, but the Giants answer immediately with a run courtesy of a Michael Conforto single. The Pirates would score one more run on a wild pitch later on in the 5th, which would result them in the win as the scores would stay there. The Buccos take it, winning it 2-1. And in Game 3, the Pirates came to play, scoring 9 runs, all without a home run being hit. Mitch Keller, having himself a sneaky good season, improves his record to 7-1 on the year. The Pirates, they'll enter June 1 game over 500 as they take 2 of 3 from San Francisco, winning it 9-4. Who would have thought? Nationals and the Dodgers. Bobby Miller's second start was another good one as he goes 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 4 Ks, and gets some help from a JD Martinez 3-run home run as the Dodgers win it 6-1. In Game 2, the Dodgers get 3 home runs from Jason Hayward, JD Martinez, and Freddie Freeman as the Dodgers roll past the Nats again, winning it 9-3. And in the final game, Mookie Betts, he hits 2 home runs in the game. Will Smith gets 1, but the Dodgers get out-homered by the Nationals, who hit 5 home runs, courtesy of CJ Abrams, Yeimer Candelario, Luis Garcia, and 2 from Keibert Ruiz against his former team. The Nationals avoid the sweep, beat the Dodgers 10-6. Last but not least here, ending it off with the only 4-game set of the week. Rockies and the Diamondbacks, and it starts with Ryan McMahon. He stays hot as he has a home run, a triple, 3 RBIs, and he was a double away from the cycle. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks were hitting home runs. Pavin Smith, a 3-run shot. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., a solo shot. The Diamondbacks, they win the first game of the 4. Past the Rockies, they beat them 7-5. In Game 2, Zach Gallen continues to be dominant at home, while the D-backs, they go on to hit 3 home runs from Ketel Marte, Evan Longoria, and Corbin Carroll as the D-backs take another one, winning it 5-1. Game 3, Tommy Henry continues to pitch well as he goes 7 innings in an effort which blanks the Rockies. The Diamondbacks, they'll score 5 runs in the first 2 innings and add with a Christian Walker solo shot. The Diamondbacks take another game, winning it 6-0. Final game, Rockies, could they get the 4-game sweep? The Diamondbacks, could they get a 4-game sweep? The Rockies would have a 3-run lead, but the Diamondbacks would keep it close and claw back to being down only a run heading into the 9th. The Rockies only need 3 outs to avoid the sweep. Nope. Young rookie snake sensation Corbin Carroll, a 2-run walk-off double as the Diamondbacks take all 4 games versus the Rockies. They sweep the 4-game set and they win the last one in walk-off fashion, 5-4. Let's stay on that Rockies and Diamondbacks game on Thursday, because what a game that was for the 4-game sweep. Top of the 2nd, Brenton Doyle, he gets the Rockies on the board with the single. Top of the 6th, Harold Castro, he singles, making it 2-0, and later on, Nolan Jones, he singles. That's 3-0 Rockies. They're trying to avoid the 4-game sweep. Bottom of the 6th, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. What a season he's had so far. He hits a double. That scores 2. Diamondbacks within 1 now. Top of the 7th, Ezequiel Tovar. He hits a home run, his 4th of the year, making it 4-2 Diamondbacks. Jump to the bottom of the 7th, Ketel Marte, he doubles in a run. That makes it 4-3. And then we get set up in the bottom of the 9th. Corbin Carroll, he hits a double to center field. Moreno and Marte score 2 runs. The Diamondbacks walk it off, taking all 4 games in the series. Very impressive stuff there from the Diamondbacks. That is your game of the week. Let's stay on the Diamondbacks just for a little bit here, because they've been playing very, very well. And I look at this team and I get reminded of Baltimore from last year, how when their star Ali Rutschman was called up, they turned it on really well. They turned it on a couple levels extra, and Baltimore was in a race for a playoff spot. The Diamondbacks are very similar to that team. The difference is their star, Corbin Carroll, started the season with the team, and look at them go. They are now tied with the Dodgers for first in the NL West and first in the NL as a whole, as the Dodgers and Diamondbacks are tied just a game over the Braves. And I mean, I'm trying to think of this Diamondbacks team. Like, are they here? Is this a team that's going to stay? Can we expect this team in playoff baseball come October? I looked at the stuff a little bit. They're 7th in OPS. They're 6th in average, 5th in runs score. They're the 4th best team without striking out. They don't strike out a whole ton. Their main issues, I would say, would be pitching. They're 17th in ERA and 20th in WHIP. So if the Diamondbacks, come the trade deadline, we get a little closer into June and July, the Diamondbacks can make some real moves for some pitchers. And I mean, it would be hard to bet against them. Looking at their pitchers, Zach Gallen obviously is their ace, their star, and he gets paired up nicely with Merrill Kelly. He's had a really nice season. He's 6-3 on the year. Ryan Nelson, kind of, he's there. He's a starter. He eats you innings, right? That's what you kind of need from that. Not the greatest there. Zach Davies, before injury, he was doing really well as well. Tommy Henry. I mean, you can't complain when you bring the guy up. He's 3-1 in 7 games started with a 3.73 ERA. Like, the pitching has been all right. You look at that bullpen. Andrew Chafin's there locking things up. Miguel Castro's in the back there. Drew Jamison, he's around. He's done a couple starts, a couple out of the pen moments there. Nelson in the bullpen there. Like, the pitching, it's not terrible. But obviously, it's the hitting that has been the reason why the Diamondbacks have done really well. And it's the hitting that I'm questioning, because can it be sustained? Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is having one hell of a season. 9 home runs, 33 RBIs. He's 60 hits in 194 ABs. He's been phenomenal. Corbin Carroll, obviously the rookie sensation there. 9 home runs, 24 ribbies. Doesn't strike out a whole lot of times. He has 16 stolen bases. There are guys here. Dominic Fletcher's played well. Christian Walker, Evan Longoria, Pavin Smith, Gabriel Moreno, Perdomo, Rivera. If I mentioned Marte yet, Ketel Marte, Josh Roja. You go down the list. Alec Thomas, Jake McCarthy, these were guys who were supposed to be like the young core. They haven't had the best of seasons, but they're backed up by all these other guys. Dominic Fletcher's come onto the scene, and he's done really well in his limited games. The Diamondbacks could be a real threat come October. But they could also fade away. It's very interesting, this Diamondbacks team, one that I'm a fan of, and I'm excited to continue to watch to see how they progress throughout the rest of the season there. But Diamondbacks, what are your takes on them? People, leave them in the comments below. In other news for baseball news in general, the Cardinals are recalling Jordan Walker. He's going to be back with the Cardinals. Hopefully that sparks them and that offense a little bit. He needs to get things going. Mike Soroka, he got to make his start. Very good for him. Unfortunately, it was a loss, but good to be back out there. Hopefully, he gets back in that rhythm of what made him second in the Rookie of the Year voting a few years ago. Liam Hendricks, he made his appearance. Very emotional. If you didn't see the video of him walking out of the bin, it was very great, very, very schooled, classy stuff from the White Sox there. Really good for Liam Hendricks there. Couple new players, Gary Sanchez on the Padres. He's done really well. Let's see if he can stick there. And then Aaron Hicks, he was DFA'd from the Yankees, and he is now with Baltimore. So goes from an AL East team to an AL East team, and it's going to be interesting to see how he now plays with Baltimore. I wonder if he's going to start hitting the ball really well against the Yankees or not, but he has not been having a great season, which led to the Yankees DFAing him. Last thing I want to touch upon here really quickly, Noah Syndergaard. Once a very promising pitcher with the Mets, has now become a former shell of himself. He was okay with the Phillies a little bit last year, had his starts where they were good, had some where they weren't. This year with the Dodgers so far, he has not been great. And he made a quote after his most recent atrocious performing. And it's kind of an interesting one. It's one that I don't really like. Noah Syndergaard, he quotes, "I would give away my hypothetical firstborn to be the old me." I'm pretty sure he slept on the couch that night. Like, that's... How can you say that? Like, I get it. You know, you want to be better and everything. But then it's like, okay, now what happens when, you know, your wife's pregnant? Like what? Like, it's such a weird quote to say and, like, be sincere about it. I want to talk about that quickly, just throw that out there, because I think it's a bizarre quote. I'm not really a too big of a fan of it. You know, to talk about children in that kind of light. Yeah, not a fan of Syndergaard there, but hey, you know, you've been dogged, so that's up to you now. Now, let's go over our hot and colds for the past week. Who has been hot and who has been not. Starting off, as usual, with our hots. Freddie Freeman, 13 for 25, a home run, 4 RBIs, 7 runs, 5 doubles, and 4 walks. That's good for an OPS of 1.426. Ryan McMahon, what a week he had. 13 for 27, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, 8 runs, 4 walks. That's good for an OPS of 1.622. Alex Bregman with the Astros, 12 for 28, a home run, 8 RBIs, 4 runs. That's an OPS of 1.092. Andrew Vaughn with the White Sox, 10 for 23, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 4 runs, 4 doubles, an OPS of 1.351. And then Josh Jung, the rookie with the Rangers, 11 for 24, a home run, 3 RBIs, 7 runs, 3 doubles, an OPS of 1.292. Flip the side of the pillow to the cold side. Kyle Schwarber, 1 for 29 strikeouts there. Joey Gallo, what a week for him. 2 for 24. How about 17 strikeouts? That's a lot of walks back to the dugout for Gallo there. Paul DeJong, 0 for 18, 5 Ks. Byron Buxton, 1 for 18, 7 Ks. JT Realmuto, 1 for 17, 6 Ks. Those are your hot and your cold. Our outstanding performances, we've got a couple guys here. Let's start off with Logan Allen with the Guardians. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 10 Ks there. Kodai Senga with the Mets. 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. Good start for him. Miles Mikolas with the Cardinals. 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 10 Ks. George Kirby with the Mariners, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 Ks. Kevin Gausman with the Jays, 6 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. And of course, Marcus Stroman, a complete game shutout, 1 hit, 9 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts there. Very strong stuff for Marcus Stroman against the best team in baseball too. Yeah, impressive stuff there. Now it is time to take a look at our stat leaderboard, and we've actually got a couple changes this week. Average is still Luis Arias. He moved up to 382. Bo Bichette still leading in hits with 81. Pete Alonso with home runs with 20. RBIs, Adolis Garcia didn't get a single RBI this week, but he still leads it, 49 there. For runs, it's no longer Acuna. Freddie Freeman has taken over, 49 runs scored for Freeman. Soto still leads in walks with 52. Esteury Ruiz still leads with stolen bases with 28. The first double OPS, Aaron Judge, he was leading it last week. He leads it this week. He moved it up to 1089. Good stuff from Judge there. Shane McClanahan did not win his game. He still leads the league, though, in wins at 8. A new ERA leader, no longer Sonny Gray. It is Bryce Elder with the Braves, leading it in ERA of 1.92. Strikeouts, it's Spencer Strider at 106 there. And for saves, it is still Emmanuel Clase. He's got 17. Looking at now our upcoming series for the weekend set. And we've got a couple very nice matches up here. Some division matches up is what I'm trying to say. Starting it off, the Rays are in Boston taking on the Red Sox. Tigers and the White Sox. Guardians and the Twins. The Rockies are in Kansas City taking on the Royals. Angels and Astros and Mariners and Rangers. You gotta love it when the AL West matches up like that. The way they've been this year so far, it's going to be, those two series are going to be fun. Meanwhile, the A's are in Miami taking on the Marlins. Phillies and Nationals. The Blue Jays are in New York taking on the Mets. The Cardinals are taking on the Pirates, so that's an important series there. Brewers and the Reds. Cubs and Padres. The Braves, just coming off 2 games losses against Oakland, playing the Diamondbacks, who are on a 5-game winning streak and just swept the Rockies in a 4-game series. That's the series of the week for me. Baltimore Orioles, they're going to San Francisco to take on the Giants. And then the heavy dogs, the big spenders of the league, the New York Yankees taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers to round off the weekend there. The last thing on our agenda today is our playoff predictor. The wheel has been spun, and if the playoffs started today, I will have your 2023 World Series champion. Starting it off, the 6-seeded Yankees take on the 3-seeded Twins, in which the Yankees upset the Twins and they'll move on to Division Series. Astros in the 5 seed and Baltimore in the 4 seed, and it's Baltimore who wins. So the AL East is all over the ALDS, as it's the Yankees, Rays, and Baltimore all there. The Yankees and the Rays, we've seen this Division Series before, and it comes and ends in the same way. The Rays are moving on. Oilers and the Rangers, and surprise, surprise, it's the Birds. They beat the Rangers in an upset. They head to the championship series. Baltimore and Tampa Bay. Who ends up in the World Series? It's Tampa Bay, of course. Baltimore's run dies in the championship series. Still very impressive, though. Checking it in on the NL side, the first wheel is for the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers to see who would end up in the 1 seed and win the NL West, and who is the 4th seeded in the wild card. And it's the Diamondbacks who end up beating the Dodgers. So the Diamondbacks become the 1 seed, Dodgers get the 4 seed. Which means now the 6-seeded Pirates take on the 3-seeded Brewers, and the Pirates upset the Brewers. They head on to the NLDS, and it's the 5-seed Mets taking on the 4-seeded Dodgers. And hey, how about those Mets? They're off to the Division Series. The Dodgers are eliminated in the wild card round. Pirates and the Diamondbacks. I feel like we've had this Division Series the last 3 weeks now. And this time it will be the Pirates who comes to the championship series. They beat the Diamondbacks, upset big time. And it's the Mets and the Braves in NL East battle, in which the Braves do hold on and win it. So it will be a Pirates and Braves NLCS. And upsets galore. It's the Pirates again. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. The Pirates are in the World Series taking on the Rays. 2 teams that you definitely would not have guessed at the beginning of the season to be here. And it's the Rays who are the 2023 World Series champions if the playoffs started today. It's their second one since we started doing them. We'll do a recap of like a mid-series recap of the playoff predictors a little bit later on. But that is going to do it for us today here on this beautiful Friday. I definitely recommend going outside and catching some rays because it has been very nice today. If you were here hoping for some Player of the Month content for May, I'm working on that. I'm hoping I'll be able to do our Player of the Month episode on Monday. I do have a busy week with work, however, so hopefully, if not Monday, it will be next Friday, or this next Friday, so in a week. But sometime next week, we will have to go over our Player of the Month for May, because we are in June. We're getting closer and closer to the dog days of summer. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode. Episode 20. Wow, I've already done 20 of these. That's pretty exciting. Thank you very much for tuning on in. Enjoy your weekends, and I will see you guys Monday.